Welcome back, everyone, to the Deep Dive. Ready to tackle some football.
Always ready for some football talk.
Today, we're diving into a mix of recent match results and some pretty bold predictions, all looking ahead to 2025.
Sounds intriguing. Where are we getting these predictions from?
We've got insights from On3 Media focusing on player projections and transfers, and then we're going to look at OneFootball's top 10 predictions for 2025 as a whole.
A blend of individual player destinies.
Yeah.
ANED, the big picture. I like it.
Exactly. And to kick things off, let's talk about a couple of matches that had everyone buzzing, shall we?
Lay it on me.
Well, we saw some real shockers recently. Both Manchester United and Chelsea taking some unexpected losses.
Oh, yeah. Those were some upsets, weren't they? The underdogs really came out swinging.
First, Newcastle taking down Manchester United. I mean, Newcastle's 2 early goals just put Man U on the back foot right from the start.
Yeah, Man U's midfield just couldn't seem to find their rhythm. They struggled to create any real chances.
Almost like Newcastle have done their homework, completely outmaneuvered them.
Absolutely. And then we had Chelsea's dramatic loss to Ipswich.
Oh man, that one was a nail-biter.
That controversial penalty decision against Chelsea's keeper really changed the game.
I mean, minimal contact, but VAR upheld the call.
And Liam Delap, cool as a cucumber, slotted that penalty right in.
Sealed the deal for Ipswich. And to make matters worse, João Felix had a goal disallowed for offside.
Just when they thought they might claw their way back into it.
It's like everything that could go wrong did go wrong for them.
Football, eh? Sometimes it's just like that.
So what did these upsets tell us about the so-called giants of the sport?
Well, I think it's a good reminder that no team is invincible.
Yeah, upsets happen.
Even with a squad full of star players, you can't guarantee a win. It's a game of skill, strategy, and a little bit of luck.
On any given day, the underdogs can rise up and shake things up.
Exactly. Makes you wonder about those expert predictions, doesn't it?
Speaking of predictions, let's dive into some of those forecasts from On3 Media. Their 2025 football expert predictions got me thinking.
What caught your eye?
The whole NIL value concept. It's not just about a player's talent on the pitch anymore. It's about their potential as a brand.
Ah, NIL. Reflects the changing landscape of football, doesn't it?
Right. It's about marketability, influence, the whole package. And some of these player projections are fascinating.
Okay, let's hear 'em.
Well, take Jonte Cook-Tusick, for instance. This wide receiver is getting some seriously high confidence scores from multiple experts.
Sounds promising.
Zach Berry even gave him a 95%.
Wow. That's a huge vote of confidence.
Makes you think he's destined for big things.
And I see he's got that transfer status.
Yeah, means a lot of teams are probably already vying for his talent.
Adds to the intrigue, for sure.
And then there's Tyrell Brown, a defensive lineman. Seems like the experts have changed their minds on him. We're seeing a new leader prediction. Maybe a different team is emerging as the front runner to sign him.
Those shifts are always interesting. What could cause such a sudden change in perception?
Well, maybe a player's performance suddenly skyrockets.
Scouts start taking notice.
Coaching changes could also influence a team's priorities in the transfer market.
New manager, new vision. They might need a specific type of player to fit their tactics.
And then there's Dane Key, another wide receiver generating buzz. He's got both high confidence scores AD, a new leader prediction. Seems like everyone's looking for that game-changing wide receiver these days.
The wide receiver position is definitely crucial in modern football.
Their ability to make explosive plays, stretch the field, they can really transform an offense.
Absolutely. So these On3 Media predictions, they're not just about individual players. They offer a glimpse into how the sport itself is evolving.
Exactly. And it gets even more interesting when we bring in OneFootball's predictions. They've got their top 10 football predictions for 2025, and let me tell you, they didn't hold back.
Oh, I love a bold prediction. What kind of shakeups are they anticipating?
Well, they're forecasting some major changes, particularly in the Premier League, and some of these predictions are pretty controversial.
All right, lay it on me. What do they have to say?
All right, OneFootball is making some bold claims about the Premier League. They're actually predicting that Newcastle will part ways with their manager, Eddie Howe.
Really? But Newcastle has been doing quite well under Howe, haven't they? They're on an upward trajectory.
That's true, but OneFootball thinks the owners might have even bigger ambitions. Maybe they're looking for someone who can deliver trophies consistently.
Makes you wonder about the pressure managers are under, especially at clubs with big spending owners. The expectations must be immense.
And then there's the prediction about Ruben Amorim leading Manchester United to silverware. Bit of a gamble, considering his mixed performance so far.
Yeah, it's a bold prediction for sure. They're specifically forecasting a Europa League victory.
Okay, a Europa League title would be a step in the right direction for Manchester United. But I don't know if it would be enough to satisfy those fans who are used to Premier League dominance.
Probably not. Those fans have high expectations. Okay, what else? What other Premier League predictions are they making?
Well, this one's sure to stir up some controversy. They're saying Liverpool won't win anything meaningful in 2025.
Wow, that's a bold statement, especially considering they've got Arne Slot at the helm now and he's off to a good start. I mean, anything is possible, but that seems unlikely.
Yeah, well, One Football suggests that contract disputes and transfer rumors will create internal turmoil, and that'll ultimately derail their campaign.
Ah, the classic Liverpool drama. Always entertaining for the neutrals, I suppose.
Okay, what about Tottenham? One Football predicts that Ange Postecoglou's second season successes are coming to an end.
He does have a knack for winning trophies in his second season with the club, but One Football seems to think this time will be different. They actually use the term Spursy to describe their predicted downfall.
Ouch, that's got a sting for Tottenham supporters. So are we talking about another classic Tottenham collapse?
Essentially, yeah. That tendency for dramatic near misses and snatching defeat from the jaws of victory.
The Tottenham narrative never seems to change, does it?
Apparently not, at least according to One Football.
Okay, next up, get ready for this one. Drama surrounding the England national team under Thomas Tuchel.
Oh boy, this should be interesting. I can already see the headlines.
What kind of drama are we talking about here? Player clashes, fallout with the FA.
One Football is speculating about potential clashes with Harry Kane, disagreements with the FA, even media storms.
Knowing Tuchel, I'd say all of the above are possibilities.
The man does have a bit of a reputation for, shall we say, strong opinions.
Okay, get ready for a truly shocking prediction. One Football thinks Carlo Ancelotti might leave Real Madrid.
Whoa, hold on a second. Ancelotti leaving Real Madrid, that's almost unthinkable.
I know, right? But they suggest that despite his legendary status, he might be facing some pressure after those recent losses, including that heavy defeat to Barcelona.
Well, even legends aren't immune to criticism, I suppose.
One Football thinks he might choose to retire on a high note, add another trophy to his collection, and call it a day.
The end of an era. It would definitely be a significant moment in football history.
And if that wasn't enough to process, they're also suggesting that Pep Guardiola's future at Manchester City might be uncertain.
Wait, what? Pep leaving City? Why would he do that?
They're pointing to those ongoing financial charges against the club, plus the possibility of a tempting offer from another team.
I suppose even Pep might be tempted by a new challenge at some point. But it's hard to imagine him leaving a club that he's built into a powerhouse.
Okay, brace yourself for this next one. It's a chilling thought. They're predicting another major match official controversy.
Oh no, not another refereeing scandal. Haven't we had enough of those?
This one supposedly will be even worse than the David Coote incident.
I don't even want to imagine what that would look like.
Makes you wonder if there's a systemic problem with officiating.
Yeah, the need for greater transparency and accountability is more important than ever.
Now, for a prediction that really caught me off guard, they're suggesting that Erling Haaland might leave Manchester City.
Haaland leaving City. That's a head-scratcher. He's breaking records left and right. Why would he leave?
Well, One Football points to a few things. Those financial charges against the club. Plus, there's apparently a release clause in his contract that might tempt other big European clubs.
I guess even a player like Haaland might be enticed by a new challenge or a change of scenery.
Last but not least, they predict that a surprise team will qualify for a European competition.
Now that's a prediction I can get behind. Who are the contenders?
They're throwing out names like Nottingham Forest, Bournemouth, Fulham, and Brighton.
Some interesting possibilities there. It would be amazing to see one of those teams shake things up on the European stage.
Well, we've certainly gone through a whirlwind of predictions here. Seems like 2025 is going to be a wild ride for football.
Definitely a lot to unpack. But it all boils down to this, doesn't it? Football is unpredictable.
That's the beauty of it, right? You never know what's going to happen.
Exactly. We can analyze and speculate all we want, but ultimately the game will unfold in its own way.
Now that we've looked at One Football's bold predictions, let's shift gears a bit and talk about the bigger picture. What major trends are shaping the future of football? Where do you see the sport heading in the next few years? You know, it's funny, we've been dissecting all these predictions, but they're just educated guesses, aren't they?
At the end of the day, yeah. We can look back on this in a few years and laugh at how wrong we were.
Or be amazed at how spot on some of them were.
True. That's the beauty of it, isn't it? Football is a sport that loves to throw curveballs.
We can analyze all the data, follow the trends, make our predictions.
But ultimately, the beauty of the game lies in its unpredictability.
Speaking of unpredictability, it's kind of like those new leader predictions from On3 Media.
Oh yeah, the ones where the experts suddenly change their minds about which team a player is likely to sign with.
Exactly. What causes those shifts? It can't just be random, right?
Definitely not. There are often specific events or circumstances that trigger those changes in perception. A player might suddenly have a breakout performance in a key game. Suddenly, they're on everyone's radar.
Right, they go from being an underdog to a hot commodity overnight.
Precisely. Scouts start taking notice, and the experts reevaluate their potential.
So it's not just about raw talent. It's about seizing those opportunities to shine.
Absolutely. And coaching changes can also shake things up. A new manager comes in with a different vision, different tactical needs. Suddenly, a player who wasn't even on the radar becomes a top target.
So a player's fate isn't entirely in their own hands, is it?
Not at all. It's also about timing, circumstance, and a bit of luck. And sometimes it's as simple as a change in a player's personal life. They might want a fresh start, a different playing style, or a move closer to family.
So many factors at play.
It's like a giant puzzle, constantly shifting and rearranging itself.
Well, I think we've put together quite a few pieces of the puzzle today. We've analyzed those shocking upsets, explored the transfer market, and ventured into the realm of bold predictions for 2025.
We've even touched upon the broader trends shaping the future of the beautiful game.
We've certainly covered a lot of ground. But as we wrap up this deep dive, I want to leave our listeners with one final thought.
I'm all ears.
We've talked about the unpredictability of football, the limitations of predictions. But the beauty lies in those unexpected moments, those twists and turns that keep us on the edge of our seats.
It's a sport that constantly reminds us that anything is possible.
So, to our listeners, keep questioning, keep analyzing, and most importantly, keep embracing the beautiful chaos of football. We'll see you next time on The Deep Dive.